Hey y'all, this is Sergeant Dan with Palmetto Edge, and man, is it good to be back doing this. I've had a very busy past few weeks, haven't been able to record videos, but I've got some time today to sit down and record several. I'm not going to release them all at one time, just in case I get busy again. So, but here's one of them. So, what do I have today for you? I have the fairly new SOG Trident AT. So let me get you a close-up on it as best as I can. Come on, focus. There we go. Thank you. Focus is always giving me a hard time, guys. I hope the first pass looked good. I couldn't quite tell from my position, but alright, there it is. Next thing up is size comparisons, and we will do it up against the other usuals. There it is. There we go. There it is up against the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and here it is up against a Benchmade Bug Out. So, as you can see, it's a little longer than both of those. And let's talk about specifications. Overall length on this one is, excuse me, I gotta do some rearranging real quick. Overall length on this one is 9.03 inches, and I'm getting all my specs from SOG directly, from SOG's website, because that's where I bought all these SOG knives from, was directly from them. So, 9.03 inches, blade length is 3.7 inches, weight is 5.15 ounces. The steel, where is it? Is it on this side? Yeah. The steel is a Cryo D2. Handle material is GRN, so glass reinforced nylon. For those of you that don't know, it's just some kind of fancy plastic. Let's see, what else? It's got a deep carry pocket clip, and it's kind of a low profile clip too. It's similar to a Spyderco wire clip, except that it's not wire so much because it's kind of flat. Got a glass breaker on this end. Let's see, these things, these are assisted open, so it's got that spring in there. It's an assisted open. They do have, or this, I keep saying they, I need to remember, I'm just doing one knife right now. It does have a lock on here that when engaged, knife's not going to open. When disengaged, it'll open. Clip point blade, clip point style. It has this little cutout in it here. They call a, what do they call it? Called a line cutter. Made in Taiwan. Okay, so unfortunately not a made in USA SOG. Made in Taiwan on this one. Let's see. Oh, the locking mechanism. The locking mechanism is their XR lock, which is basically their version of the Benchmade Axis lock. So since Benchmade's patent has run out on the Axis lock, there's been a bunch of companies jump on that locking mechanism, and for a good reason. It's a really great locking mechanism, and SOG is one of the companies that jumped on it, and so that's what's on this knife, and it works basically like a Benchmade Axis lock. Okay, so you got the, let's see, let me open it, see if I can get you. So you got the bar in here, and you pull on these things on the side, and it disengages that bar, which allows you to close the blade, but when it's open, it is open. So yeah, there's that. Let's see, it's got this little pommel sort of lanyard holey thing there. Stainless steel liners. Let's see, what else? Is there anything else spec-wise I want to note on this thing? No, I don't think so, but so let's get into review. Guys, this is a good knife. Apart from one real kind of annoying, I don't want to say semi-major issue, but it was annoying. It was a real annoying issue that I had with this knife, and I will get to that. But let me talk about all the good stuff I like about it. It feels absolutely great in hand. It's thin. It's thinner than you would expect. As a matter of fact, something I forgot to do that I told one of my viewers that I would start doing is comparing widths. Let's see. So, let's see. So, as you can see there, very similar to a Paramilitary 2. Obviously going to be thicker than the Bug Out, okay? So, for its length, it is actually a pretty darn thin knife. I really, really like the texturing on it. As you can see, it's just this kind of sandy, rough texture, and it's not overly aggressive, okay? If you've got an Emerson, and you know how aggressive the G10 is on an Emerson, it's nowhere near like that, okay? It's a good, rough texture to make sure you're locked in there good. It's got this front little finger choil here, okay, to help you get in there. It's plenty long enough to get good full hand grip on it. Got jimping up here on the spine of the blade to get that thumb up on. So it really, really feels great. The only thing that feels kind of weird is this little cutout. It doesn't cause a hot spot or anything, but it's like, oh, there's something missing there. What the heck's going on? Because the way I grip it, my ring finger here just lands right in it, so I can feel that. You can kind of feel the pocket clip there, but it's such a nice low-profile pocket clip. I wouldn't say it causes a hot spot at all, but you can feel it though. While we're talking about the pocket clip, I love this pocket clip. This thing is absolutely great. You see they've got a good screw in there that doesn't protrude. It's a good, lightweight, low-profile pocket clip. Like I said, a lot like the Spyderco wire clip, except I think this is better, honestly, because it's much lower profile. It uses a flat piece of metal as opposed to the true wire, the round piece. I tend to have issues with the wire pocket clips wanting to roll on me, wanting to move this way. This thing doesn't do that at all because it's flat. Yeah, get you with this one. You get a mostly deep carry. Okay, you still got a little bit of thing hanging out here, which, you know, for a tactical knife, matter of fact, for a tactical knife, I'd prefer it not to be deep carry. Okay, I'd prefer to have a little more of the blade sticking out to make sure I get a good grip on it, getting it out. Like I said, it is assisted open. I don't have a problem with assisted open knives. There's people that won't buy a knife if it's assisted open. So if you're one of those people, just know that these are assisted opens, and I don't believe they can be de-assisted. So definitely keep that in mind too. One thing I will say, these things, especially, well, I keep saying these things. It applies to all of them so far. So, but this one in particular started out a little gritty. I say a little gritty, a lot gritty. It was a little concerning at first, how grinding and gritty it was, but with just I dropped it, dadgummit. with use and just keeping it lubricated, that has gone away. It's really, really smoothed out good now. Real snappy, fast action on it. Absolutely great blade shape. I love this blade shape. I wish it was a little thicker, okay, and there's people out there that won't agree with that. That's understandable, but for a tactical knife, I wish the blade was a little bit thicker. I wish it had a slightly more reinforced tip, okay, but it's absolutely fine. It serves its purpose. The cryo-treated D2 has been great. This has been a great steel. I really like D2. There's again, I'm talking about other people out there. There's people out there that think D2 is trash steel. I'm not one of them. I think, you know, D2 is a great steel, especially when it's done right, and SOG has really done it right with this one. This safety up here, it's not really a feature that I use, and I was a little worried at first with this knife as well as all of the other AT ones that have this safety on them, that it would be kind of in the way, because it looks like it would be, but it absolutely is not. I can't feel it when you're gripping it. It disappears. Okay, so the safety being up there on the spine of the handle, not an issue whatsoever. Let's see, what else good do I have to say about this thing? that's all that comes to mind right now. So let's talk about the one or two little things that I really didn't like. And they all stem from the same thing. This thing right here, I absolutely hate that feature. And I know it's a feature on the Tridents. It has been for a long time, and it's maintained that on this one. But I really, really hate this feature. Mainly because the way this one's designed, it makes it, depending on what kind of pants you're wearing, it makes it an absolute pain in the butt to get in the pocket. So what happens is, as you're going in, pants snag on this, and you can't get it past it unless you get another hand in there and, try and get it on. So I absolutely hate that feature for that very reason, because it makes it a pain in the butt, depending on what kind of pants you're wearing, to get it in and out of pocket. I typically wear, some kind of tactical pants, 511s or True Specs or something like that. And some of those pants have like a reinforced seam right there for pocket knives specifically. Those are the ones in particular that make it so hard to get in and out of or to get into pocket. Blue jeans were really hard to get into pocket, just because, like I said, you go to put it in, and your pants snag on this right here, or they see the pocket clip touches just above this groove here, okay, or the pants get tucked in there and won't come up. It's a nightmare. It's really a nightmare to get this thing into pocket sometimes because of that. So yeah, that's a feature that I don't like, and I also really don't like it too because I think it's unnecessary. I think it's an absolutely unnecessary feature because SOG, I've got the box right here, as you can see, SOG calls it a line cutter, okay? So what they mean by that is, cutting line with it, cutting string, cutting paracord, okay? If you're someone, and maybe I'm just ignorant, maybe there's some line of work, some profession that something like this is absolutely wonderful, but I don't know. But if you're someone that needs to put the line through this hole and pull it to get it to cut instead of doing it normal way, just with the blade open, maybe you need some more help. Please don't mistake this for a seatbelt cutter. It's not the right angle. It's not. There's many things wrong with trying to use that as a seatbelt cutter. If you whose video did I watch on this? Gideon's Tactical. If you're not familiar with Gideon's Tactical, go check him out. But he even mentioned in his video using it on seatbelt. He says you have to get it at just the perfect angle for something like that. So if you're someone, if you're someone who's planning on potentially using it for that purpose, I'm begging you, please don't. Get you a real tool that's made for something like that. If you think that you're ever going to be in a situation where you need to use a seatbelt cutter, get you a seatbelt cutter. Okay, this is a Houdini Pro. Got it off a Blade HQ, I think. Has a glass breaker, seatbelt cutter. It's a lock back, so it's a strong locking mechanism. Okay, when you're getting into something, needing a tool for a very specific task, please buy that very specific tool to make sure that it will work, especially if it's a life-saving tool like this, okay? So please don't rely on this to be a seatbelt cutter. So yeah, guys, that's really it. It's a great overall knife. Biggest issue for me was this feature right here. I think it's a useless feature, and it caused issues with going into pocket with it, but besides that, really loving this knife. And so let's talk about price on it. Price on it was, let me get it pulled up here off screen. Where is it? $94.95. So for less than $100, you get a well-built, good construction knife, good materials, really great change of pace here from SOG. Oh, one thing I didn't notice or note was blade play. I gotta say, there's absolutely none in any direction. So great on that front too. But yeah, so 94.95. I think with the quality of what you're getting here, the materials, I think that's a very fair price. Okay, and of course, there's plenty of other options out there for that price range, but this is another great option within that range. Oh, another thing I didn't point out, I think I did on, but glass breaker, really unobtrusive glass breaker here. Okay, so not some big thing sticking off the end or something in an awkward place, but just a really nice, unnoticeable, unobtrusive glass breaker there. So $94.95, very fair price in my opinion, especially considering what you get. If you don't know, SOG has recently undergone some drastic changes within the company where they're, obviously redesigning stuff, but they also did a major overhaul of their quality control department too. So I have seen great things come from SOG, and I expect that to continue. And this is a perfect example of some of the great stuff that I hope to be seeing from SOG here in the future. So guys, that's it for you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. Go check out my Instagram. It's at Palmetto Edge. Go check out my Patreon. If you like what you see here, subscribe there. Let's see, what else do I have? Go check out the other videos on my channel here. If you like what you see here, subscribe. And again, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. It's good to finally be back after a few weeks, and y'all have a good one.